I often said that Tibetan tradition practices not just sitting quietly, it's more involving with body, speech, and mind, which means chanting is accounted as practice, and also visualization, mantra recitation, and so forth. Of course, meditation is very important. So we have, I think John and others lead here meditation. If you are really interested in meditations, that we have weekly programs that help lead beginners or advanced practitioners, and also chanting, puja. So everything is here if you figure out how to use website or look at the website here. And of course, I often said this is really important to know that we have often in the Buddhist teaching we talk about these 5 excellences. Yeah, so 5 excellences: the teacher, the student, the Dharma, the place, and the time. So these 5 are very important. Each one of them is very important. Without students, teacher becomes sort of useless, yeah, that you know. If we don't have time like this, then it's difficult to get gathered together. If we don't have place like this, even more difficult to gather together. So anyone here or beyond online supporting Dharma Center is very important. And then comes to Dharma, it's much more important to how to understand teaching is through language. Language is very difficult part, you know. We have a great translator here, many years trained, and training language is not easy. And fortunately, we have translators that really can communicate well in both language, and that's important. Not only supporting the Dharma centers or teachers, but also it's very important. I know. So it's very important to support translators, really important. You know, in the very first in Tibet, we translate the Dharma. 8th century, we call Lodzawas, translators. So any tradition we have, in the Tibetan tradition, we have a Nyingma tradition, early translators, that famous Vairocana and so forth, and the later translators are Marba and so forth. So it's very important to have a good translator. Of course, sometimes I use my broken English that you know me well, so I don't mind use, but it's great to have Virginia here to translate for me or for any lamas. Yeah, I don't understand what you're saying, but I hope it's saying good things. Yeah. Okay, so we chant first. That's our regular. chanting is practice. Don't underestimate chanting. And don't ban dongya te nga tsu nyamlen ke chechu jiris. Tela tene tongchong maji ne martin dongya yundu ne tseki tönde trenpa chene ndongo goyores.
So actually, recitation is a really important part of Dharma practice. And, we shouldn't kind of diminish it, but understand how important the actual practice of recitation is to our inner practice. And so it's very important to treat it as such by really reflecting on the words that we chant as we chant them.
Tene nga katsum Texas yoro.
Texas?
Anne Klein Harvey Conrick tanda duroro. Nge nga tso pobe lusulan dombat de lolen zim tene man de yundu tsegi tönda te samno korchi. Nyamdo yontavya te nyamlen chegores. Nge te labi. Te labdu konso sena te churong chung tune te rechi ne gyang de vare te yindu domban donve ka apsu tene tseg te so chanya tam lol simya tab de hoyo jiri yina nga tsun dena tangbo tene jong yo mare tene tseg de ma lo yondu lamsong tene tene gomya jikina yongya kale yo jiri sengto jikina gyong ngarong ke labate nga tso pobe luksu laba yindu jikina nga tsoyon nopcho jarkabla jikina tene lamsong yongya kale kawo yin samare tene dong labs.
Di lodzim mayimba chitang logdo.
Jertong lo yon.
Oh, yeah. So Kenpo Rinpoche is saying that when he was recently in Texas with, maybe you know of Anne Klein, who teaches at the university there in Houston, and her husband Harvey Klein. So they have a Dharma center there, and Kenpo Rinpoche was talking about how important it is, to both to memorize prayers and texts, but not just memorize, but mainly when we're reading, this practice of as we read, as we recite, to reflect on or meditate on the meaning of what we're reading. And they said to him that, for in his case, that, since he was young, and this is true, they sort of develop that practice as Tibetans from an early age, this practice of meditating as you read, meditating on the meaning that you're reading. And so they were saying, so it probably comes fairly, easily for you, but that it's actually hard for, in our culture to read something and then to actually meditate on what you're reading as you read it, that it's actually a little kind of challenging. And so he thinks, in thinking about that probably is the case, that given that the way that we relate to reading or the written word is a little bit different in our culture. And so it may not be so easy to read something and then kind of deeply meditate on it or reflect on the meaning as you read it. So it's something that we maybe have to make like a special effort or concerted effort to actually train in.
Yes. So today our plan is 1.5 hour we go through chantings and then a little bit explanation on the text, and then maybe before 12 we could go out, maybe 11:30 we go out and everyone participate the smoke puja. If you don't know what smoke puja means, smoke means when we burn something, smoke can come out. We can make offering through smoke, and puja really means Sanskrit or Nepali language that worship or to offering. So we do that. And meanwhile, we chant first, often what we do. And Tibetan, once Tibet, twice in English. If necessary, say, repeat 3 times. We can do twice in English.
So beginning with the prayer book. So the prayer book, I hope all of you have one. If you don't have one, please raise your hand and somebody can pass them out to you. Does everyone have a prayer book? What? There's no more. Okay, share with your neighbor.
Yeah.
We also have it here on the screen if you would like to read it on the screen.
Yeah.
So beginning on page 1, and we'll do once, some of them we will recite 3 times, in which case, and you can see there's the pronunciation, so the letters in bold print that's the Tibetan, the pronunciation of the Tibetan. So when Kenpo Rinpoche is chanting in Tibetan, you can follow and chant along with this bold print here, we'll do, some of them are once in Tibetan, twice in English. Some of them are once in Tibetan, once in English. So beginning on page 1 of the prayer book.
Yeah, anyone don't have the text, please share what's neighbor. Neighbor can hear you. Okay. What's going on? Tarwa tamchi jembe bardo juba jiba tamchi jizo ma nanga danyambe sunjen tamchi dewa dan dunga danja inyorzolan me ba yang tabar zobe yangjo
all mothers, sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood. All mothers, sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and all-knowingness, may they experience happiness and be separated from suffering. I will quickly establish them in the state of the most perfect and precious Buddhahood.
Di jedo sama je bardo lunga yezonge alago maji bardo lunga yezonge alago du terene zonde nyema samanda zangje bardo
Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind.
Nangen Tata Nyambe Sunjen Tamje Choje Tuzon Tijin Shaba Tamje Kozon To Yoden Chale Tamje Ngore Churwai Chuje Pumba Tongchai Jeje Zayin Jone Babe Gende Time Ngadai Chenchen Zawa Dan Jubar Jebe Barden Lama Damba Nam Jabzen Jewa Yedan Jingore Je Lazo Nam La Jabzen Jewa Sanje Jomden De Nam La Jabzen Jewa dambe chu nam la won babe kende nam la ja sun ji won ba won kan do chu chong song me zo yi shi ji jian dan dan ba nam la ja sun ji.
Page 3, all sentient beings, limitless as the sky, take refuge in the glorious kind Lama Vajradhara, the embodiment of the body, speech, mind, qualities and activities of the Buddhas of the 10 directions and the 3 times, source of the 84,000 categories of the teaching and Lord of the Sanghas. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order of the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. We take refuge in the kind root Lama and lineage Lamas. We take refuge in the deities of the mandalas of the Idams. We take refuge in all the exalted Buddhas. We take refuge in the perfect Dharma. We take refuge in the excellent order, the Sanghas. We take refuge in all the noble Dakas, Dakinis, and Dharma guardians, possessors of the eye of wisdom. Page 4.
Chanjo sembe la ba la de da ren ji ne ba da ndo la pen dan do chanjo sem ne ji ji shin ti jin de ne la ba la ren ba jin de la ba.
Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Until I attain the heart of enlightenment, I take refuge in all the Buddhas. I take refuge in the Dharma, and likewise in the assembly of the Bodhisattvas. As the previous Buddhas embraced the enlightened mind and progressed on the Bodhisattva's path, I too, for the benefit of all sentient beings, give birth to bodhicitta and apply myself to accomplish the stages of the path. Page 5.
Sanje chodan sonje chonam la chancho bardo dani japsun chin dangi jiso jibe sonan je rola penje sanje roba sho.
In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings.
Ma nam ga dan nyambe semjen dan dewa dan dewe gyu dan denpa joy je dunga dan dunga gi ju dan jawa joy je dunga me me dewa dan jawa joy Niren jadan yindan jawe dan yom lan
May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness which is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion.
Banzara samanza, banzara samanza, banzara samanza, malu samjen kunjen ganjo ikin, dude bonje mezen jumzela, nguna malu jijin janjo Chomden gorje nende
Refuge of all sentient beings without exception, divine subjugator of terrifying Maras, together with their hosts of demons, the one who understands all realities without exception exactly as they are, transcend and conquer together with your disciples, please come here to this place.
Morgan Badam Bube Dube Alogen Gende Shabda Bardita Zo Sajja Bujja Medorjan
And then to page 9. Oh, sorry. The ground is sprinkled with scented water and strewn with flowers. It is adorned with Meru, the supreme mountain, the 4 continents, and the sun and moon. As a Buddha field, I offer it. May all sentient beings attain the happiness of the Buddha fields. Whatever merit I have gathered through prostrations, offerings, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying, for the sake of the enlightenment of all sentient beings, all this I dedicate. And then to page 9.
Namo Nansi Namdage Lamala Nansi Shiryen Sun Jubanbo Kamson Yondro De Zorwan De Korwa Tondro Su Shinjilo Jeyi Norwa Zoge Jan Mazan Jume Jarwe To Kimbe Nadan Dan Zewe Dani Garin Jan Rowa Jumze Rumbo Je Dasini Jingane Sorwande Chunyi Jingando Shinjilo Semdune Jime Namdande Londe Chuk Dobar Shinjilo Jom Dende Tishin Shikba Adrajumba Yang Tagbara Zobe Sanji Rikpa Dan Shabsu Denba Dewara Shikpa Jikten Jemba Jiwundurwa Kaloi Jurwa Lana Meba Lada Mi Namji Tomba Nyame Shaji Jarbu Shabji Dor Chama Meba Lango Rabdo Dode Kube Jansalo Kanze Gani Zoe Judanze Sajende Kumba Dunhorne Ngane Judan Nan Jojizon Tezenge Ba Julai Chanzalo Nanda Gungan Jodo Suzon Yeshi Janzo Zerji Lumbonra Dawa Jiden Sumala Mewa Ngombo Joni Chulai Chanzalo Senjoden Jimen Dawe Shara Sengoen Dawa Chulai Chanzalo Durai Chanda Ziva Zonanze Nyamin Chen Chula Chanzalo Menjon Durwa Kaloi Jurnze Jin Gunjoin Jingwai Junze Tishin Shi Wamboy Shi Yeshi Lanke Nin Yu Shupa Tela Chanzalo Gombo Tuje Chedan Ba Tam Jin Jimbe Dunba Bo Azona Yoden Jansu Shi Tishin Yeglai Chanzalo Taga Duja Tawe Gewe Zon Jedo Todan Chojo Shijoro Chulai Chanzai Churne Churwe Lam Yang Dang La Ba Da La Rab De Gu Shenge Tamba Yan Den Shin Gendu La
page 11. Not that one.
Up.
Namo, to the Lama of utterly pure appearance and existence, I offer the fundamental ground of appearance and existence. I supplicate you to thoroughly liberate the three realms. Please grant your blessings and overturn the depths of samsara. Sublime Master, wish-fulfilling jewel, crown ornament the inconceivable, inexpressible mind of the victorious ones, the one endowed with the five wisdoms of omniscience, gracious one, the embodiment of love, precious protector of beings, I supplicate you from within the essence of mind. Please grant your blessings from within the innate nature. Please bless me that I may realize the Dharmakaya that is beyond intellect, this primordially unborn, completely pure mind. Transcendent conqueror, the one thus gone, foe destroyer of afflictive emotions, completely perfected Buddha, endowed with logic and virtue, the one gone to bliss, knower of the world, captain, tamer of beings, the unexcelled teacher of gods and men, I respectfully prostrate, completely touching my head to the stainless feet of the unequaled Shakya king. At the time of your birth, leader of two-legged beings, taking 7 steps on this great earth, you proclaimed, I am supreme in this world. To you who are wise, even then I prostrate. Possessing a body of complete purity, your sublime form is excellent. An ocean of primordial wisdom, you are like a golden mountain, the one whose renown is evident throughout the 3 worlds, protector of supreme attainment. To you I prostrate. To you who are endowed with the supreme marks, whose face is like an immaculate moon, to you, the one with a complexion like gold, I prostrate. A flawless one such as you, among the 3 levels of existence, is most exquisite. Unparalleled, omniscient one, to you I prostrate. Supreme among humans, captain of those to be tamed, the one thus gone, who severs the all-binding fetters, who, with senses pacified, is utterly pacified and skilled in peace. To that one, the one who dwelled at Shravasti, I prostrate. Refuge endowed with great compassion, totally omniscient one who indicates the way, ground basis for oceans of merit and qualities, I prostrate to the one thus gone. The pure cause free from attachments, the virtue that liberates from the lower realms, the altogether supreme ultimate truth, to the pacifying Dharma I prostrate. Having been liberated, they also reveal the path to liberation. Thoroughly respectful of the 3 higher trainings, they are a field of sublime qualities. To the Sangha I also prostrate. And now you can turn to page 14.
Om Baban Jambar Shono Churwala Chanzalo Shini Sodai Chojunji Nan Duzan Shirba Meye Sengegun Dage Malu Da Tangji La Lu Dang Ayi Tangwe Chaji Wo Sambo Jube Malam Tobdaki Jawa Tamji Yijing Sando Shinge Dunye Lura Dubai Jawa Gula Rada Chanzalo Durje Denai Durni Sanje Na Sanje Seje Na Shubada Tadara Chuje Yena Maluba Tanje Jawa Tage Kanwamu Tedang Abai Mize Janzo Na yang ji yan la ye jan su dragon jarwa gun ji yun den ra ju xin de wa shi ba tam da ye do me do tam ba chen wa tam ba tam xin nan da shu ba dong jo da mar me jo dong du bo tam ba ye Jawa de da lan ju ba ji na sa tam ba nan dan chen jo ta chi me ba ma ra nyam ba dang ba ji ba ba ben jo gen ji Jawa de la yan ju ba ji Juba kana lame jajewa tada jawa tamje layamo zambo jula tebe dodange jawa kana janzaran jubaje Ndu cha shedan de mo wange ne le tang a de xin yi ji jang a de ba dang ge je ba jin ji ba ta da dang ji da ge so so sha chu ji ja wa gun dang san ji zen Nanda love thy me love thy and wa kunje sonam dalai yan de la jeso dai ra konan jujun jidan rama na shang jo ram sang je ma jani Gumbo de da ge tam ji la ko la na me ba go yang da don kan shi de da la ro wa gun la pen xin de we xian Kawa xinge dorni shubai yan da ge tan mo raja zorwaji chanzo badan jujin shaba tan jesu yaran gorshin zorwaji Gewa junze da ge jeza ba tam je zo be shang je jer mo
Page 15. Beginning with I prostrate with the youthful Manjushri. I prostrate to the youthful Manjushri, to those of the worlds of the 10 directions, however many there are, all the lions among humans who appear during the 3 times, to all of them without exception, I pay homage with respectful body, speech, and mind. The force of my aspiration prayer for excellent conduct brings all the victorious ones directly to mind. Bowing down with bodies as numerous as atoms in the realms, I prostrate to all the victorious ones. In a single atom there are Buddhas as numerous as atoms, each residing in the midst of their sons and daughters. Like that, I imagine the whole Dharmadhatu completely filled with victorious ones. To those with oceans of inexhaustible praiseworthy qualities, with sounds containing oceans of tones of melodic speech, I express the qualities of all the victorious ones. I praise all the Sugatas with the finest flowers, the finest garlands, music, ointment, supreme parasols, supreme lamps, and the finest incense. I make offerings to the victorious ones with the finest cause, supreme scents, and fine powders equal to Mount Meru. all displayed in supreme and magnificent ways, I make offerings to those victorious ones. With vast and unsurpassable offerings, I venerate all the victorious ones. Through the power of faith and excellent conduct, I prostrate and offer to the victorious ones. Whatever negative actions I have performed with body, speech, and also mind, overpowered by desire, aggression, and stupidity, I confess each and every one of them. I rejoice in everyone's merit, the victorious ones of the 10 directions, the bodhisattvas, the Pratyeka Buddhas, those in training, those beyond training, and all beings. I request the protectors, the lamps of the worlds of the 10 directions, who passing through the stages of awakening, attain Buddhahood beyond attachment, to turn the unsurpassable Dharma wheel. I supplicate with my palms joined together those who intend to demonstrate nirvana, to remain for kalpas as numerous as atoms in the realms, for the welfare and happiness of all beings. Dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and supplicating to enlightenment. Page 16.
Simchen namji sambatan loye jira jidar wara jejun demonte chujin kolo gorduso.
Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the 2 vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and mental capacities of sentient beings.
Okay, thank you. You can see, if you have time and relax and don't mind to spend chanting, it has great benefits from that. Of course, thank you, everyone here. Most of you are familiar with here our kind of structure of teaching and also prayer. But if you are not familiar with and you are sort of seeking that meditation, mindfulness, and so forth, also you can learn from here that patience, is sometimes boring. Boring is a very good practice of Dharma. The most, I think, advanced practice is boring. We need to bore samsara. So that's we call renounce or revulsion or whatever we call. But if you are not familiar with these our sort of structure business, then that is sort of our daily practice that we do. And then teachings, I also do my lineage prayers that maybe you can wait a few more minutes and then we can delve into to the text itself. Zado zo gange jar zondawe mengonge zan zembe don rajin zembe zewo sendro zarwen rokun megedes tukjin daman gune juren jikten somjin kong chabe tawon pima karpo teren dalo yen zore chong orjen zolen pime donbo zere jarwe namdro rongchong lonjir Cenzo peye yoden zombarwe pe manjungni dalo benzoro jan jini dengun shishin sikpin chense jinkora kongshin rokun semo menba senze lo rugun denyen doj Kudan Yeshi Driba Me Kun Chuyin Kalan Ziba Kan Jambara Jana Kunin Gawe Zogi Jo Yinro Bema Garbon Zimbe Shara Leksan Azar Tongi Chawai Nyinge Mazar Lo Chunjo Zurwe Yang Jenga Ke Bama Da Yi Jo Kanra To Garan Chen Yang Bongo Orya Den Kun Junga Vi Jizar Nyingbo Dangzai Bebe Nanjiro Chimbe Vezere Shabji Da Yi Jan Yi Ya Kun Zenro La Ji Zedere Chimbe Vezere Yang Chor To Dere Osa Lang Chen Nang Ke Nanjiro Jingme Lingbe Shala Zohanda Chedra Jarwe Se Bo Shawala Nanda Chobe Wancho Shara Zang Pangcho Dung Arang Zhung Jingme Chuji Wambara Kujanza Rekdang Jambara Shuni Shilale Gombe Longle Babe Darje Jo Londo Chunze Jansonga Mi Pam Jamya Nam Jala Kujanza Yoden Sanje Kundan Yam Nayan Garin Sanje Kunle Sabingan Zavela Mandala Sara Dason Rove La Nai Chula Jo Tene Natsu Dombat Nangshi Nam Khatang Yambe Simchen Tamchi Namro Tenje Dewa Lana Meba Yong Tabar Zobe Sanjiji Kompon Bochelang Gobar Shao Nyambe Gone Samba Shang Chum Chota Tok Jiba Sayat Then Sandep Kores.
As the Buddha is taught, first we can set a pure intention, creating a mind state that is one that is altruistic in intent and embracing all sentient beings as vast as space, with the wish, with the intention to relieve all their suffering by bringing them to the state of perfect and unsurpassed awakening or Buddhahood. So with that kind of intention in mind, we can generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta.
Tila, dene samba jachewa shangchup semji kunlang, dene tab jachewa sangwang aju kunlang sayade, tab Kenpo Joris Karisana, Tab Kenpo de Digi, Tangi Hubanani, Pusum Soba, Nas, the Chu Xinyanar, Chu Nyankanar, Tandigin Nayandinar, Xiak Chu, Tutu Toma, then the Sambo in Batamatsi, Xinkantang, Nyanyan Toma, and the Sanji, Tangshan Chup Sambayim Patende. Zan deptoba ina, then the top jachim, Chewa Song Arch Gulans, did a top chippergent. Then that's a Tanang Jaya, Tagbinama Jaya, or te Kitchenboris, that Tenila, Samba Jachewa Shonchip Sembi Gulang, Tap Jachewa Song Arch Gulans, a Tambo, Chudrup do Nyendu, He do Kankapsina, then Tigi Gulong Namba Nintang, Mandrabicone, then Nyan Tobaina, Chus, Drogores.
The vast intention is the intention of bodhicitta, and the vast method is the profound method of secret mantra. And so the method, the vast method, in the context of that being secret mantra, involves generating the pure perception of the five abundant perfections. So that means the one who is teaching the Dharma, all those who are listening to the Dharma, place or the environment in which we are receiving the Dharma itself, and the time are all pure. They're all wholesome and noble and pure. And so that means that we regard all of our companions, or the one who is teaching the Dharma, together with all of the companions with whom we're listening to the Dharma, all of us who are listening, that everyone is a pure emanation, male and female bodhisattvas. And so this is the vast method of secret mantra, together with the pure motivation of bodhicitta. And so it's really important to train in these two mind states of altruistic intent, or bodhicitta, and pure perception. And when that is the case, when we're able to receive teachings with those two factors present, never separating from the pure intention, and also maintaining the perception, pure perception, then our activities of Dharma really become authentic Dharma. They go toward the Dharma. The Dharma becomes the Dharma.
Tene tutu ringbo mezang, also da becharang denimar, Rona Yagri Karizana, the Zowo Tening at the RIWO Sanchu, Dana Sokoyak, the Jim Sandauchi, Tender Segmarita, Tender Yago, no Drexons Karizana Toma, Tanda Ngaronge student Segmarita, Spencer, Ngandi. Tiroche, Koronyamlan Chigi, Slavarating, Labdut, Tajikina, Narong Sambala, the Koron, Chibomaim, Bachandata, so Chikina, Panton to Kawarazange, Chigos, and Tratoni, Narong Traton, Tia Chivarina, then Kazon, Virginia, Chiron, and Dorjereta, and the Nang, Yuvig, a Sangha member, Tajikina. Chironso, and the yondo you stay in the thing, that's the Nasaja Yabora, stay in the thing, and then our China candidates love the thing, that's a Toma, true Jagne, then the Nachia thank you. Then young Tanda CHO, Dumpi CHO, Jertonga to drink your Martina Candes, Tutu. Durna magic parandic segmaret and rechane and dumbit sechil kidoa and the induda jing the tuturi in that dumpik sechitan. Doing at Ari Lombala, Kechamora. July 4th.
Oh, okay.
Then in the Narong money, the Ender Samboji. Somewhere in Chironso, that Bemis Mombo Pemto, Tratoni Mombondo, and Nala Mombo Pep Shatin, took Jiche, then a conscious marchi, then not so Chilolo Song Tangari, the Zang Tandu, Ronosos, and then I over to Soge, Ronosos, Zang Kine, and Mel Lugnan degree, and Tratol Yung Kenchironso, Zang Tangsat in the Yovaina, and Tinolas on Yam to Tana.
So we don't have a ton of time, so Kenpo Rinpoche says he'll get to it, but, first of all, so we have, what the topic of the teachings is this RIWO Sangchu, this mountain smoke offering practice, and actually how this has all come about is really kind of auspicious. It's like a kind of auspicious manifestation of auspicious this interdependence. Because the way this happened is Kenpo Rinpoche, one of a student, longtime Dharma practitioner, Spencer Ames, requested Kenpo Rinpoche to teach him, to give him instructions on this practice, because he wishes to, do the practice regularly himself. And so Kenpo Rinpoche, thinking that there would be some benefit, agreed. The plan was to have this, to do this with a group of people who were interested online. And then last weekend during the Sunday teachings, because, some people had also received notification about this happening online, and there was kind of some discussion between all of us, and then we thought, well, hey, why don't we have it here? Why don't we hold an actual in-person event? And so it all just kind of came together and worked out, and he thinks that the circumstances of that are really pretty auspicious, especially it being the 4th of July. So the fact that it's the 4th of July and we have this opportunity to do this, learn about this powerful practice and do this powerful practice together, he thinks is really very auspicious. And thank you, what an incredible turnout. Thank you, all of you, for coming, especially with this sort of last minute, notice. So this is also very auspicious. And what we'll do is we will go through, Kenpo Rinpoche will teach on the text here. Then we'll take a short break and we will all go outside for the smoke offering. I think we'll recite the text inside, right? But then when it comes...
We do outside, maybe.
Oh, we will recite outside. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we'll recite outside after the teachings, and everybody will also maybe have an opportunity to offer something to the fire yourself. And as you do so, you can keep your pure intentions and make aspiration prayers yourself as you add something to the fire. And for those of you who are online, likewise, maybe you have also your own smoke offering at home, and you can do this in the same way, setting your intentions for this smoke offering purification ceremony, also like at home, online, and all of us here together in person.
Shubina, Tassan says the Kirton and also non big chew to pull a matter king onla and the Pombo, Sagmarita, indigenous people in Tibet, Pombo, Pen. Zang said to Tong will look so yours, Zang said Tenitor at Hardevaris, Tenishik, Yenamena, Tanduna Sang to do not so Zama so yak turned out the Kogorata, Zamate. Ngazo dictable latane, dicbatan, tribalatane, Matsonga Chaya, Yovari, Shan, Tenindamanda, Matsonga Momboji, younger, that Tamji par Zamasoya Chete, Zans, Dene that de Natsapogi Luxula, Chubas, and Chuba Dembudu. Jerton Drubanyamlan Chinian Raujina, Nazo, Shobala, Zang, Tang Tormas, Timbu Luxuyor, Cadena, Ta Moose, Metan, Simchantende, took Tobatende, Ina, Moose, Jane and Rigorva. Timayin Bata, Lancha, say, and our Dantene, La Lu, say, Tiso, not to make Menton what Tisola, Chuba Candrich, and do not Candrich. Jigo Sambat Candrich, Pant of what Candrich, and those in that tap number not so you go in, Java Mato, Moonsutre, Togo Marate, Indu, Zambu Yate, Tap Jig Chene, ne Partry Tobiatan, Lanchat Plon, Plon, Sing to Tisopar, Zoo Tobiatan, Rang Javata Yakichete. Zans, the Nadrola, Zang Tang Tormambu will look so than the Drobanyam Lanchi, Losum something in the so. Nadrola Zang Tang Tormambu, a Gomola, Jup, Tana, Yorwa, Jup, Nyam Lantang, tene zor sayade yung, nga zo zamba tang, ta chimarta tende mela cha chin dong, xianda, nyamchung ta idala sobala, tendril tenen buya, dan dorna tab namba na zo ji go ne, ene xianlam rog che ya tang, rang zhiba ta yak chi to, de zang se zang sayade budu, jir tang a zhumbu go yoris.
So the practice of song or smoke offering in Tibet is very important. The tradition goes way back, even pre-Buddhist. Before Buddhism came to Tibet, there was the indigenous traditions of the Bon tradition, the Bon spiritual tradition, in which they practice also this practice of song, or this tradition of smoke offering or song developed during that time. And then it also evolved into a more Buddhist type of practice, once Buddhism arrived in Tibet. And the meaning of song is a Tibetan word, and it is literally a cleansing. So the meaning is it's a cleansing ceremony, a purification ceremony. That's really what the meaning is. So it purifies negativities and defilements, it purifies obscurations, it cleanses, all sorts of impurities or outer conditions, disputes and problems and negative conditions on many different levels. And so song has this function of cleansing, purifying, and it also has this function of offering. So in the Tibetan tradition, it's often, in the Buddhist practice, there is this practice of making offerings as a means to accumulate merit, gather the accumulation. So this is twofold, in purifying the obscurations and gathering the accumulations. For those who practice this song, it really kind of embodies both offering and cleansing. And it's traditionally or typically practiced in the morning. It's a morning practice, both the practice of cleansing, smoke offering, and also offering tormas. There are different types of tormas, but like the particularly, kind of in connection with this, but offering song and torma that happens in the morning. And, it's like in the offering context, it's like a gift, So we offer something, we give to, whether like humans, we can actually give a gift, but those non-human beings or spirits, we have to find another method to give. And in particular, the song serves the purpose of giving to those beings with whom we have like karmic credit that we have, or those karmic creditors with whom we have karmic debts. So it becomes a gift that sort of purifies or kind of pays off karmic debts, and so forth, and it is in particular, so those beings that we can't see, that we can't directly give something to, there are all these different methods that are ways that one can benefit them, and so this is one of these methods with which we can offer something that is like a gift to the non-human spirits, that also appeases those more hostile beings, that pays off our, or helps to level our karmic debts, and appease karmic creditors. And at the same time, it serves as something that purifies our own obscurations and defilements. So both this in the context of song or smoke offering and torma. And so in, like, for instance, those practicing in 3-year retreat, in the morning, every morning, they do song, and they offer torma. And in the evening, they do sur, which is also another type of smoke offering that is more connected with, offering like sampa and it's like sometimes it's translated as a burnt offering that is particularly, to benefit hungry ghost spirits and beings in other realms. And in any case, these are practices that are done with the intention to benefit beings, to help those other beings that we can't see, and to purify obscurations and to have, do an overall sort of cleansing. So with sur, so he mentioned, in the morning, for instance, in 3-year retreat, you do sang and you do torma offering. And then in the evening, you do sur and also the practice of chud, right?
Right.
Yeah, in the evening.
And this city, also Dervachi Mataba, Tedagachi and Bugayoro, and wrong Dervatayaki, the Indian as a Puge, Chuchia, Chatsamaji Konichigorva, Ronchi Bokachit, Nagomjawins to get date of Maimba, and the Shendagachit, a Shendang took Tobada Parshan, most Dervachi Metoba took Metoba Tezola, then is Zantang. Tormatan, Zortan, Juk Kone, and the Jimba number she's and out and under number she and out that and the chin Bugiores.
So again, the quality of these practices are that they are really altruistic in nature and that they're really focused on benefiting others. It's not like, that we do these practices for ourselves. It's really with the thought of others in mind, with the thought of other beings and the deep wish to benefit them. And especially for those beings that we can't have direct contact with, that we are not able to benefit, in real time because they're not like human beings that we can have direct contact with. So all of these offering practices, these practices of giving sang, torma, sur, chud, so these are offering practices where we are practicing giving the 4 types of generosity that are offered to the 4 types of guests. And so it has both, all of these have the function of both benefiting others, helping other beings, and purifying our own obscurations.
I'm sure you have a lot of chantings and practice menu in your daily practice, but sometimes maybe you can add one of these practices. And I think the sang practice, purification, cleansing practice is the most easy one. Less preparation because you can find some junipers or something you can burn, and then just chant these with visualization. And there is a lot of zang or these practices. That jirtongche na ngazo chuju rere shindo. Tene chuju rere nangde yon mandava mambo. Tele jepa tupa zange korla pe mambo yore te ngazo dana yoba ndongor Jean-Job Lengi, ngato doyate, ngato hakogri des ringbo yorwa churong Georgia marete. Zang.
Mare ari.
Ari gyoke. And tene dongbo yoredene, ngarchen boche geta, chuzo mang chewala.
Di gare renchen punzo rebe.
Re. And nuden dorjire, renchen punzo.
Renchen punzo.
Renchen punzo re, alas. Tene Garchen Bochege, Chuto Toma, Machiba, Nimachik Machiba, Dongo Grayson, and then the song of the Watin, the Rungi Chuto de Zola, Nimatakbar, then Dongo Yores, song Tende, Zong Yorova, the Indu Chuto Monchi, and Dongo, and Nimatakbar Dongodua.
So So in general, there are so many different song practices you could do. There's like a vast variety of different smoke offering practices and different lengths. There's some very concise, there's some middling length, there's some very extensive, many different types of song. You all are probably very familiar with, there's one by Rinchen Punsok that we often recite here at D&J, which is fairly long. It's a fairly extensive song practice. And also, Garchen Rinpoche, for instance, gives the instruction to all of his centers and many of his students to do a smoke offering ceremony every day. So in some cases they do it at some centers every single day.
네, 지금 저런서 가르치는 보지. 이제 년년 신경이나 다바 라마 하우스 나올라. 상 충충제. 조르당 상에서 다바 성도가. 다 거기로.
So some of you might have, might be long-time students of Garchen Rinpoche, maybe you have direct experience, but in the Lama house every day, Garchen Rinpoche for years has done a little bit of, he has a small little offering bowl, or like a bowl in which he burns, the song substances and does song every morning.
다든지 인도나 되게 배찬데 가서 사춘 남간 증미 세야 공개 대추 임바레 사춘 남간 증미 세야 된다 가서 사자체나 스캠 생도 인터넷 때는 시대와 데리 디토라 저통 때마서야 될라 뇽뇽 두보치 디가 답되오지 요가르트네 갑갑스 데르다스네 데르추틀 냠렌 칭켄당한테네 케파남베게 데네 카삽생도 카삽스디 디톨로지 다도 nengo 같은데 야nen치네 데네 든야테 마타 타직혀 같아 근데 요르테 인도 다 가서 당볼로 잡아 하우스 놀래 나롱 그따도 통통지라서 내가 남주 동야도 릉보트래든 릉보트 엔독다인트니 릉보지라서요 안 타마텔라 단다 둔종을 보치기 촉적색 말에 데스 가삽치셔가다 안데 맞어 라버리 데라 야슈지라 간도스나 레 단다 기능 망보진도가 French, Spanish, Chinese, 대인도 주롱소 자토네 주릉엔 당한다나 용기를 현다든지 공연이나 텔레색다 되네 야구용 살아봐.
So this smoke offering practice is a terma, and it comes from the Turton Revealer Latsun Namka Jigme, who was from Sikkim. And normally when a terma is pulled, there's kind of like this very concise and difficult to decipher form in which it's revealed, and then based on that, other masters or tertons also create kind of a more different sadhanas or practices that are based on that original terma. And so in this case, actually, there are a lot of different versions of this. When Kenpo Rinpoche was looking, originally on Lotsawa House for, which translation to use, he found a number of different versions, and then ultimately, which is, so at first he was going to use one, and then another, and then ultimately he found this one from Dudjom Rinpoche. And it's really complete. It really has everything. And not only that, he also thought it was really, it's both concise but also complete, and then also it's translated into many different languages. So we have, French, Spanish, Chinese. There are many different languages that it is available in. So if you wish to have access to this in a different language, know that it can be found on Lord Sawa House in a variety of different languages.
Tindu 다 jirthong choga saya digin ru rawoji. 어때 휴나마도 책레를 힘든 데거나 되네 되는 살사마로와. 얘는 다 jirthong 아주 보기 룩소라 칸든세죠. 칸든세나 되네 몰람 당다 되네 문도라 소바 말 다르차슨 된용요. 텔라 초가스믹시 휴고요 말에. 다 초가스도 가르고요래서나 제 줄무지 초가 고랑라요. 줄무지 섬라고 지요. 근데 줄왕 심지 담바서도 잠로던 심지지. 되네 당고이데 사금야 라소바치 에네테니 요모와당 트라시체네 초가서야들 데사지 그런 남주긴도 자지 보통 만다베게 하는 것서 초가한 도비아텔라 된대지요 그래서.
So when we have like a sadhana or a practice ritual text, there is like a structure, in the Tibetan tradition, there's a particular structure. So the sadhana is not just like, the content of the sadhana itself, but it follows this special structure, which is, they all have to have, for instance, refuge and the generation of bodhicitta. So there are the preliminaries there, and then you have the main content of the practice, the main part, which often involves almost always meditating on the deity or the main visualization. And then at the conclusion, for instance, you also have the dedication and words of auspiciousness or particular aspiration prayers. And so this is what all of these different aspects in more concise or elaborated versions are what kind of comprise any traditional practice text or sadhana.
Tene della tershong se termangone timbadang tene yesum keba namji tel derwachine chi shawani chebando kharyorson dena takndo della tersaksaro
So the main body of the terma is not like there are maybe other compositions that are also added to the terma, but the main body of it is identified by a small grammatical mark in Tibetan, which is called the tertak. And so that, in this case, are these two, you can see it begins with taking refuge. They're the two zeros and the crescent moon in between them. So this is a very kind of commonly used tertak, which when you see that, you can identify it that, oh, this is a terma.
Tene, dandene mar mambo hyuko samare tene tanda substance segro ta zena kar zang nang lam drogo yo me te dena zongdo de inchi tala nge ne mar poye to jen dong rewo sang chu ngang dong chi kur hyo om so de sa chu ring zi zo ro ji meng rewo sang chu la do lam bala zang me no tam tap do sang xin po men karmar zang na chimar so 강주 자시비 매세힌 추창 찬송.
So a lot of this is self-explanatory, so we can also just read through it, and Kenpo Rinpoche is reading through it in Tibetan, through which you're also receiving transmission, and then we can also just read in English. It first says, Om Swasti, the practice of RIWO Sangchu, the Minga secret instruction from Latsun Namka Jigme Rigzin Sogdru, as arranged by Dujum Rinpoche. Making an auspicious fire in a clean vessel or burner, burn aromatic woods, resins, medicinal plants, the 3 white and the 3 sweet substances, yogurt, milk and butter, sugar, molasses, and honey, and all kinds of incense and powder, whatever you have available, and sprinkle it with pure water.
So we trust Dorje that he made these substances and Tandurna dig tila ngazo yar zang tangwi kaps chu chang chen song chen said tanda sprinkle it with pure water that then ngazo tunda the karisana ngazo yar bubi kaps zang ma meva tende yena then oma hong se and ramyam kam se tigi chu zang ma tanyam de chen bayina zang ma meva te.
So this part where it says, you sprinkle it with pure water, so this is important because it's important that the substances that are offered are clean, that they're pure and clean, and so whatever impurities that there might be to the substances of the song are purified with the recitation of Oma Hung, Ramyam Kang, the fire, wind, and water, and through sprinkling the vase water, the pure, clean water, and then through that the substances are purified.
Dang is Kakanor, that you're so Ronos Ujirwa, you know, song Dang Mang Chewate Jiguando, tended to what, and Jew in a Jew. Jiguando and what. In a Jew can tongue the Mandava, a moment, then the song said that the Jew said, Korang young Rangi, Dangi or a tender. As a project and the man to main, then doing yours, and Tanda, Arik Georgia, not so Zantilla, then reaching down you were so into a Yenata, Inchi taller than the Nemar, then Dangona, Tintantel, then Doya Marwa.
So also, when reciting song or smoke offering, it's usually done with a particular melody. Most of it, and also maybe perhaps there's specific musical arrangements that accompany in parts, but most often the song melodies are kind of similar. They're like the same most often, which is different, for instance, from the practice of Chud, where there's like a very vast variety in melodies. But for instance, the Rinchen Punsok song that we often recite, there's a melody that we could also, for instance, use here in the Tibetan, but and Ari Kiev has translated it into English, so it can also be recited in that same melody. And Ina Beeler has a version too, and both of which can be recited with the melody in English. In this version, it's not translated into verse in the English, so it can't be recited with the melody, but it can be in the Tibetan.
Tanda Dogon Nalangi, then a poet Martin Sadung at the Chilol Doyante, Inchitola, Donandric Saris. Yet and a poet told Mar and Dang Tang Chibicon and Dang. Tene chilo landro ne zang tang du nga su yin chi tal ma tang
Oh,
na.
that's all. Okay. So what we'll do is Kenpo Rinpoche will recite it in the melody in Tibetan in here, and then when we go outside for the smoke part of the smoke offering, then we can recite it in English.
Tene nge dun du chirong su sab zab chi nyan wang ma wang ba dun ya yin na. Tene tong nan zhig zhuwa. Tanda yung lam song ti ki dang te rang sem la. Jaya kawa, kale kawa ri tsang ma yung ki jaba yin na yung chuk zhug zhuwa.
So, so you can listen while Kenpo Rinpoche is reciting. You can really listen to him, well, and really try to get a sense of the melody. Sometimes melodies are hard to kind of pick up immediately. So listen, and then in the future you can do it on your own. You can do it with the melody on your own.
Tene dun du tang bo jam zhuwa. Tene sim chi. Tene tanda yin la dun ba. Tene tanda gum de. Tene ka chen. Ando na zhig sa res.
So he said he will do it in sections. So like first taking refuge, generating bodhicitta, the 7 branches, and so on. So he can divide it into sections. But buye chikpo cheya yorbe, jela injike cheya yorwa.
Chilo dun du.
Yeah.
Yin chi ki jibon dong yan. Kanyam si je jab kunyam bu je wan daran zi ben ma tang chen zai chi ka nan si jar win chen le zon ro kun si le jar je jab sin chi tan de jer tong di ge zang di nang la tan da mang che ba zok chen gi 책 다와당 꼼바 cubic 책 드레이드요 레이트인데 영처럼 저 적행기 꼴레 시라 냠뇽메바이나 디스 영깔레 카본도 유지레스.
So just to mention that most of the terminology that we find in the smoke offering practice is connected with the practice of Dzogchen. So it's like Dzogchen language, regarding the view, meditation, and conduct in the context of Dzogchen. So if you don't have a lot of experience with Dzogchen, it might be a little bit confusing or unfamiliar to you at first.
티게 다 잠도 서야데 정말 nomba sanjibi lukso la jabs rogoya nomba sanjibi nando tsuya shiba la jabs roba tere tene nimba semji se at nomba sanjibi ki nang ni jong tikba chenpo yang yak chedo la ene semji ko gore tindu ndere so sonjo yishi wo sar tikli shendo kundu samdane go tang son toje tele lendo
So we have, in such language, first what Kenpo Rinpoche recited were the words of refuge, which, embody, the meaning of refuge, and then what he just recited now was the generation of bodhicitta. With, which is important, of course, to generate the sublime intent of the great vehicle.
Tene tanda yanla dumba sayate nga ki yanla dumba, doi yanla dumba, nga so doi yanla dumba de namjun dön de ya sambo jubi malamji jarbo ti ki nong pe sarwando tanda page 15. Kin jugla door dun sorhi shawa de di jefa de nga so dun ba door dun is the zongda I dedicate whatever slight virtue is accumulated through prostrating, offering, confessing, rejoicing, requesting, and supplicating. So di dun tela, yen la dun, tsoksa yen la dun, tso je sa go go na, driba takwa hiva la tso sa go, tso sa ya de yen la dun ji go nga tso sa ta go re so.
So then we have the 7 branches, the 7 aspects of devotional practice here. And the meaning of the 7 branches is contained in the recitation that we always do in our opening prayers, on page 15 of the prayer book, which is also part of the King of Aspiration prayers, the aspiration for pure, noble, or conduct. And so then the condensed meaning of that is at the very end of that recitation, where it says, whatever merit I have gathered through prostration, offering, confession, rejoicing, beseeching, and praying. And so that list of 7 are the 7 branches, the 7 methods for gathering accumulations, for gathering the accumulations.
Di nange tanda yen la dun ba de nga ti nong zok ching ge yen la dun ba te cha de yo re.
And then this version embodies that. It has the same meaning, and it also is a Dzogchen version of the 7 branches.
Shirik ma chu nyung ma chan zara yin ting ta zhawe sa yin chu ban bu kurwa nyang di nyang ni long de ya lo zhe chu zi qian bo ji ye rong sun zhou zhou ba qian bo chung gor gong kurwa dong ne zhu bar zo wan de kur sung ming ta zhawe pan ta ngo. 다 디게 속사연 라든 정말 지압신 좋더니 샘지 되네 속사 토바이나 드바트 창토고 그래서 다 디게 맞죠 노도 롱와서 사곰 안 데버히발라 정말 맞죠 노다버데 약보 차고 그러바 맞죠 사곰베 노도 추르바 안 데베 노도 추르바 되네
So with the 7 branches, the practice and recitation and practice of the 7 branches, we are gathering the accumulations, and through also in gathering the accumulations, then there's the purification of obscurations. And so this is necessary as setting the stage by becoming a proper vessel. Because as we meditate, for instance, on ourselves as the Yidam deity, as we recite mantra, for instance, it's necessary to become a proper vessel first. And so this is why this is one of the preliminary stages in almost all practices, this recitation of the 7 branches.
Self-visualization, detail chinambe segda, that's how the mendoa. Tene dunjong rinpoche ki gongba la, tan dorna dana, tene jirim tang, tene nga te gogendo, son sa jiba ta nga deba te gogendo gongne, ta kone ki. And then
and so with the self-visualization part, so following the recitation of the 7 branches, which have the tertsak, you see that the self-visualization doesn't have the tertsak, right? So the indication that this is part of the terma. So this is not part of the terma. This was composed by Dujum Rinpoche, the self-visualization section, in which then, you Chiram Danga Deba Gari Sungin? Digi Korla?
Choga Sayatella. Slakia Tangandia Yorova. the zangdi choga chagayora choga. Choga.
Okay.
Sadhana.
So this has become the sadhana, wherever it is when we meditate on the deity and we recite mantra, that's the choga or sadhana. Rebe.
Tele jurmuji somyor.
Oh, yes, so sorry. It's the main part of the sadhana. So, we have in every sadhana, we have the preliminaries, the main practice, and the conclusion. And so whenever we get to the part where there's the visualization of the deity and the recitation of the mantra, that's the main part of the sadhana.
Tene jirthong chewayina ngaso chogaji den perna tangatsu mangche mahakala sekdo ina zungmagi tanda chumbu cheya yorwa zungma ndongya yorwa zungmi kor te matum bingula rani yinjimeni yidamjil ji korwa yidamjil kur xingne ta dedan jikbandana sang tangwi kapsina ri choga kar chebi kapsil shawa kar chebi kapsina tongmar rani te yidamjil sajil ji ne tene shawa tsu shibayina Shenda Shawangan so Serginong Tobiatan, Thomas or Tobiatan, a Shawangan Ranglo Tormeno, Tiki Chibar Yoritimato, Roni, Samagum Mandene, then Choramombo, Ramandas Zumanda Wotan, the Duke Song down Ramandatoma, Roni Latorium, Tende, and Bayon Yakit, and Yankayores.
So in general, also in connection with many practices, you also have like protector practices, like for instance, often like Mahakala, and before, it's always necessary prior to practicing the protector that one generates one's self in the enlightened form of the deity. This is like an absolute necessity, not just for that, but actually for engaging in any activities. So like also in the case of, for instance, with the song or the smoke offering, prior to doing the activities of the song, one has to arise in the form of the deity. And this is what kind of empowers the activities to be endowed with blessing. And it also serves as protection, when, for instance, practicing the protectors, summoning the help of Dharma protectors and engaging in certain activities and so forth, then it is, to ensure that there's no sort of fault in the practice, then one has to arise in the form of the deity.
Tadane sorkas tana zungmi chinchortane nongwe kapsatane rani yidam tikinta nyingmaina dorje probadra yamata kata tanjin nda tanji jigndo tane ngato kajuglu sola adane shenda la tanji shenda jigoro yidam klaji jigoro rani.
So then, also, for instance, as you know, when we practice chut, we arise in the form of Vajravarahi. When doing soraka, like in the Nyingma tradition, you arise in the form of Vajrakilaya, or in some cases Hayagriva. In like the Kagyu traditions, the Yidam, whatever Yidam deity that is practiced, Chakrasamvara, etc.
Kada chukuyen len game zar be ma tong chen kar mar xiong zor zen chen be san bar doi to ba na zi zi ji jian dan cha yi yong zi zo tam yin me jar kun de ve zo kun de kun ji che bar Kenpo CHO Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Bedam Guru Masadam.
So the mantra that we're reciting is at the bottom of the page
Bedam Guru Masadam
with the
Bedam Guru
self-visualization.
Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Bedam Guru Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam Bedam Guru Bedam Guru Masadam 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 Om Bedam Guru Masadam Bedam Guru Masadam Om Bedam Guru Masadam. When we go out, we can sprinkle water with Ramyam Kam here. That is a cleansing or purification. And then we can chant these. Tombing on les anze saba meba yi ji de zhen dong yang jam so zhi kang ka jian de zhuo wai jiu Nama sarvata thainga dhampa yobishoma gembe sarvata kaunga So naman sarvata thainga dhampa yobishoma gembe sarvata kaunga te sabarana imam gangana kam so Naman sarvata thainga dhampa yobishoma gembe sarvata kaunga te sabarana imam gangana Kamso. So this, and we go to the actual song practice. Horen jena zondo me noyan zon jikten zibin doga tam zeze nru son yije de xin la be non sin chu bin doga Chikpande lama ye zanga ge ichu zang dan chu chu jerwi jing kor xini dan zamling xe da ri len jan zhang chi par da ge chen cho so ge xin ni dong far ju zun be yung bo dan me lang dan zeng an ding re de ji ma rong chun cho da bo dan se dan nor dan ni dong nor ji len cha dian chub dan yun zhe po xi Mo xin dan che wo te rong zhong zin zhe mo ji len cha mar bu mel se de ya rang rang yi la kan Dogun Jere Sinam Ganiji, Parni do Biodan Seb, Mebrango Daga to some Zabi, Digretam Kuncho Tishin Korla, Jibatan Jinsi Mention Day. Tajurje merje nansi dongwe de chenri que son chobe chimpon mze bai jarvi shingan yang la chabjurje merje yishewo chujin se rikto narme ne so chabjurwe kamsong kurwan jal ukuru chon roku chon chumnyang sanje sho mau 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 Gosum Tabanuji, Shariso, Chunlung Drusan Nanji, Zopunan, the Sejuvinja, or non going Gruanyan de Same, the Ziju, Tome Tunetata, Inji de Nansin de Jur, Yonlango, Salam Jibu, Yodan, Tarjishan, Tagum Jubi Faraj, Gunzarne, Minjung Gunzon Toji, Kayun. Shunum Gorodansi, Simbarajo, Kurve Jamso Chambo, Tombe Tara, Wami Bemata, Sanji Sho, Punkam Zigzi Chanda, Sikim Bara, Karman Shansem Zig, Bai Doni Ninja Ziz, Chunin Kan, Nonsin Kundi Doroji, Wong Yin Shen, Sundru Zosong Jib. Zimbo, Mujilan Chatam, Chanchurji, Tata Julamin, Toloya, Mamon Dribin Kolo, Machurji, Sontar Chansan, Zimbaye, Domjela Bazanga, Tamsere, Sortom Azurnyamba, Toloya, Netung Dreb Damet, Tajurji, Nemung Sonji Karawa. Shijurji Tame Uso Wong with Mando Chunze Lamadan Tarjindo Huyur Chamishi Dingando Salujar Buzo Dubando Injikpa Chembojit Jujundo Dachan Korji Chami Shibando Thompson Gompuntot Bando Tene Tante Ter Mamatet Tana Samshaka Yori, Niji Sudani, not Dunjon Bochi, Kakang Shorindo.
So then with the actual section for the song, you can see that the term sort of ends here, and then the concluding verses are come from Dujum Rinpoche.
Namju, Matso Jagar Payuta Putinina, Matsanganangla, Tene. Zangdang, Chanka Sokno, Chanka Sokwikaps, then Dunjum Rinpoche. Then Chang Sok says, Karsi Chanka Sokoyonaser. And it Drum Rinchen Nato, nay, go some Takbaso, Jiring Tar, so Dig Tandatio, so Jirim, Jis, the Napart, then it's all over this. Young
So de cherem dang nyamdu.
Jirim
Okay. So there's also the tradition, in kind of, Tibet and Nepal and other Himalayan regions where, like, for the families, when doing, for instance, smoke offering ceremonies in the home, that there is an accumulation, that they actually count them, they accumulate them. So here it says in the italics, when counting the number of recitations of RIWO Sangchu, return to Drum, Rinchen Natsok, then say the 3 syllables Om Mahung as much as possible, then Kusum Dakpa, and so on. So the part that is accumulated, you only do the self-visualization once, the generation of the deity.
Page 4. drums.
So the drum where you start is is on page 4. Ours are not numbered, but it's it's 6, the song offering. So beginning with that drum or broom, and then one
All the
does
way
that
to here.
over and over, accumulates that whole recitation up to this page.
Tene halam ta tutsu lebdo chendo konda tene ta tene mamboch jewa cheto mason ina ta maomba tutsu se te yong jiri te inde yong chronzo doba yuna hi chogro tene ngendene ma dunyono bochi kakante ngowa ta mlang gori te tenyinde namji kyundonde nga sonde kakangre tene tandender na jiyang gedenere ma to mixe sang kone chi ta mare de nyingma tanda zokchen kone chi ta mare dendor na yongra la nga so kyu ina re sang ina ta ndon den dang yores.
So now, we're really, the time has gone so quickly, and we haven't had much time. This is just kind of a very basic overview of the structure on how to do this practice. And then hopefully in the future, if you all are interested, then we can allow for more time with more detailed explanation, on the contents of the practice. But for now, this just kind of gives you a basic overview. And then following this, then we have the dedication and the aspiration prayers, which are also often, you find these same lines, in the practice of Chud, and in other practices. It's not just unique to song. So actually they're quite well known and famous or widely practiced in other, in Dzogchen practices, other Dzogchen practices. So these final lines of dedication and aspiration prayer.
Tene ndang go.
And also there's not you don't have to continue with the same melody. There's not a specific melody for these.
제wo zonam jimbe jorjore je yumbo kangdan den al hajon dam sang de wanong ko ba de jego nam la ta do shamji ji nindan zan de chola jo bara jo ge wan de yi je o gun sunam ji shi zo zo jin sunam ji shi lun chung we tam ba ku ni to bara jo be no zo be ma go ba yi ji no ro pa sam shin sim jin ra wa gon ze samba ju jin ro be ra ji jo ji ba so shi ba ju be Galaxy Shawn, the La Chaglanji to Nasoshi Nama Lendana Rang, Londo the Truby doing on Don Junchi Sutri, but Chong Be Pajo Ki Chong Nyani So.
Okay, so in the italics on the last page, it says, make everything positive and well with auspicious prayers such as these. From the many ways, elaborate or condensed, of doing this practice, I, Jnana Dujum Rinpoche, an old yogin, composed this abbreviated version for daily practice.
So here we have only Jnana, his name. The whole name is Jigdra Yeshi Dorje.
Jigdra Yeshi Dorje.
So Jigdra Yeshi, so you see
So
Yeshi
Yeshi
is there.
Jnana.
So Yeshi is Jnana in Sanskrit, so that's why he used that as his name.
In the Tibetan, it actually says Jana, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There's
it's not.
no-
It doesn't say Yeshi. It says, right? Does it?
No.
Or is it? No, it
Translation.
says Yeshi. In
Jnana
the
means
translation.
Yeshi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So his name is Jigdra Yeshi Dorje. Everyone know that? Okay, now our job to go out to
Yeah.
So,
Go ahead. Yeah.
so first, just sort of tea break, and need to prepare fire, and
Facilities.
then come back, and everyone should participate. Hold some.
Make sure you
Something
get
to
a
burn.
chance to offer
Yeah.
something to
And
the
also,
fire.
if you have a print out or e-copy, then we can chant in English. So that way it's easy. I don't need to raise my voice. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, we do. I don't know if it has batteries, but we do have a little amplification. We'll see if it's charged. That would be really helpful. But if not, we might have to yell.
So you are on this.
So if we, how much time? 10 minutes? Or?
As soon as the fire is ready, then
Okay, so we'll say when the fire is ready, so maybe we'll say probably 10 minutes or so,
you
maybe.
need to go to bathroom.
But people, please use the facilities. And there's snacks also, as you know, they're, I
Tea.
think, underneath the breezeway or...
Maybe 10 minutes, that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Question, if we didn't bring anything, are we supposed to bring like anything?
We have everything.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
for us, we would like to.
Okay.
Do you have things?
I mean, in future, this time we didn't know, so.
We
Yeah.
accept money too. We are good at.
Yeah, no, but I mean,
No,
in the
no,
future,
I'm
you could
joking.
also bring, you
Yeah.
mean offering, like smoke offering substances. Yes, you're welcome to bring your own in the future if you would
Yeah.
like, yeah. But we have a whole bunch, so everybody will get some. And so many of you are new too. If you're not signed up on our email list, please see that there's an email sign-up sheet. If you'd like to receive information about future events here, please add your email to the list. And also, there's some materials about future events, upcoming events. For instance, our Mani Drupchen in September 23rd to 28th. Hope that you will all be able to at least make some of it come by. It's a really wonderful event. We're not coming. So we won't be coming back into to the meditation hall. The conclusion of the practice will be done outside, just to this side. Like if you're facing the temple, it's to the left side. There's a white chimney, so we'll be gathering around that chimney for the soak. For this song. We'll do it all outside.
I have an offering.
You could take it out and then put it in later. You can take it out of
The thing.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't put the You go into people's office.
All right.
So they should take this out. Do you have an Apple cord?
She just said plug it in. She's going. Yeah, Virginia.
I have one. I have a power cord in the car. I'm logged in.
Okay, I'm just gonna leave my stuff right here, just in case.
Here, he said, I'll go get the charger cable for that.
You're logged into the Zoom session?
And I'm ready.
Perfect. Can you pin Beverly's view to the,
No, it's not working. It's the Lincoln, or somebody. It's
what
not,
you need?
this plug doesn't appear to be working, I don't think, or, oh no, it says it's on. Maybe it is working.
It's on.
I can sit.
Virginia, 对，红吧，读红吧，去。Yeah, from here, from that Kenpo.
Kill it. So, let's see. I don't think this doesn't work. Oh, well. It's not.
That doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't work. I thought. If we had known, I would have charged it.
In order to liberate all beings from samsara, I take refuge in you. In the round of the three sacred wisdom, may the three obscurations of all beings be purified, and with the permission of the system body, speech, and mind, may all beings be liberated.
your volume on?
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe you can walk over to that and like be a video.
In the sense of the district of Nirvana like past. In the great exhaustion of all dharma sphere, the ordinary mind I rejoice. Turn the wheels of the teachings of spontaneously perfect down the path. Stir the sorrow. In the absolute state free of subject, object, or activity, I dedicate. From the dark space of primordial purity, rising as the unobstructed play, is found to bring self, white with essential red, in full beauty of youth. In dazzling splendor, the major and minor parts, holding a vajra and skalpa, majestic with all ornaments and robes, Samaya Sattva and Jhana Sattva invisible. This form is all the Buddhas in one. The great embodiment of all samsara in one.
Tu t'entends, toi?
All out of emptiness appears the ingredients of the song offering, transformed into the wisdom nectar, free of money and purity, from which arises an ocean-like cloud of sensual significance, spreading out to fill the whole space. In the vast oceans of the supreme substance is all the desirable objects of worldly existence are transformed so that all that appears and exists becomes all that is desired. This I offer to all others to the local deities of this world. Let's play slowly hard in the person every become about the offerings like summer fun. In these ways, all already supplied from the bicycles, pervade classes of beings, down to the adventure. The three realms of samsara being liberated into the rainbow light, and all sentient beings awakened into the heart of enlightenment. Om Ah Om. Om Ah Om.
Yeah. Super. No, kita wala.
Okay, one more. Nothing amazing. Not to burn.
Not a good thing.
Got a bonus there.
What was that, a bottle?
I hope that thing doesn't melt.
Oh.
It's ceramic. It's like brick oven.
Apparently not. I'm holding it here, so you don't need to keep that open. Donna, you don't need to keep that open. I'm holding it here.
Did that scare you? Yeah.
Georgia too.
I don't think you need to put more, Dorje.
But it's how was it going?
Which page are we?
I just sleep on my own.
page 10. Page 10. Closer to the temple certificate.
May the enmity of karmic debtors be assuaged. May we complete the accumulation of merit and wisdom. May we purify cognitive and emotional defilements and karmic traces. May we attain the Dharmakaya and Rupakaya for the benefits of self and others. Through the power of this vast act of generosity, may we spontaneously attain Buddhahood for the benefit of beings, all those who are not liberated by the Buddhas of the past. Through this act of generosity, may they be liberated. May all spirits gathered in this place, be it on earth or in the water or in the sky, always show goodwill and kindness to all beings and practice Dharma day and night. Through the positivity and merit of this, may all beings complete the accumulation of merit and wisdom. And from this merit and wisdom, may they attain the Dharmakaya and Rupakaya for the benefit of self and others, untainted by effort and exertion, like a wish-fulfilling jewel and a wish-granting tree. May I fulfill the hopes of sentient beings, and may all be auspicious to accomplish their desires.
It is, it's pretty hard.
So that's a song practice. We can do often maybe.
Yeah.
Okay. So hope come back again and again. We have a Sunday class here again, 10 to 12. So if you come, very important Buddhist text written by Nagarjuna, who is the most prominent, well-known Buddhist philosopher or Madhyamika philosopher. So if you have time, please come. And,
Yes, so next Sunday, everyone, Kenpo Rinpoche will be teaching on this very special text he was just mentioning by Nagarjuna. Sunday, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And I think that's the last Sunday, right? Or do we have one?
could be last on this text. We don't know until end of July.
So thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, we can.
Do you want to take a picture together? Yes, always picture together.
So I just received word that people would like to make kata offerings to Kenpo Rinpoche. So Kenpo, can we go back into the temple after the picture? Yeah. So we'll do a group picture and then we'll head into the temple and you're welcome to make kata offerings. And additional offerings, whatever you like to Kenpo Rinpoche and receive his blessing before we conclude. Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, we can do the picture inside, Dorje says too.
Okay.
It's pretty
Yeah, maybe also behind us and all that.
Yeah.
Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Padma Siddhi Hong. 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 Om Ahom Bhaja Guru Padma Siddhi Hong Om Ahong Bajra Guru Pema Siddhi Hong Om Ahong Bajra Guru Pema Siddhi Hong. Should we do a picture?
Should we?
Yes. So everyone now, please come up to the front and gather around the throne, and we'll have a group picture. Yeah, maybe either tall people either sitting or in the back.
Yeah. Okay, around, whatever. Come here. The butter lamps.
Yeah, it's so nice. That it just kind of spontaneously.
Thank you.
Yeah, so.
Where are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you know what? I have a phone too.
Who's taking picture? Nobody's taking picture.
I'm just kidding.
Nobody's taking picture.
Just a picture.
Oh, just.
Selfie.
We're in the scooch in, right?
Oh,
Yeah, we gotta squish. Yeah,
Huh?
squish.
Oh, yeah.
Also, yeah.
Dorje,
Oh, the
Dorje.
picture, Dorje.
Ivan, Ivan, maybe Ivan, you can come. There's a,
7, 3, 1, 4.
Oh, wait.
yeah. Come. One more. Dorje, are you sure? Yes. Ivan, you go to set one more. One more.
Yeah, 1 more 10 seconds.
Uh-huh.
All right, Gillian.
Drink.
Gillian.
No excuse today. Today is 4th of July.
Yeah. Prayers for the 4th of July.
Yeah, we have the fireworks outside, right?
May all be auspicious.
Okay, just give a little tiny place.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna do a funny play.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Come on, quick.
There's one more. There's one more person is coming.
Keep coming.
One more.
One more? Okay.
One more person
Oh,
is
yes.
coming.
Thank you, everyone. Happy 4th of July. Ashitale. Thank you, Kenpo.
Yes, Donna, come in front.
Are you okay? Do you want a pillow?
Yeah.
Okay.
10 seconds? Not yet.
Okay.
Run.
Okay?
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Oh, wait, one more. Gotta make people laugh.
Well, how can we get the picture?
Yeah,
Yeah, go
maybe
ahead and go.
ask them. Ask them. Maybe we can take a picture. Not
Yeah,
a
我
picture.
们两个你到那边去，不是我们两个 take a picture.
No, I knew what it was. I just didn't.
Claudia.
Here it is. Which one? That's the very last one. Can you send it to the group? It's just a little bit of the heart over there, but it's just a tiny. I'll make it straight.
I was like,
Maybe you can help Donna. Dorji. Pony. Good job.